rather than going from red meat to vegetarian all in one swoop, we're going to take a bit of a baby step and do some poultry, so a lean chicken breast.
Absolutely. And this is going to be sort of like a play on a loaded potato skin. We're going to add a few more things, make it really, I think it's tastier actually than the bar style. So we are going to start off with a chicken breast. Now, we had a few questions actually sent in wondering how to cook a chicken breast. It can be intimidating because you want to make sure with chicken, obviously, that you cook it all the way through. And there's a few different styles. I'm going to show you one little trick just to make it a little bit easier. So if you can do it in the oven, and depending on the size, it might differ. You're looking for an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's cooked all the way through.
I think the problem is people, like you said, food safety, they want to cook it really, really well. You don't want to give anybody, raw chicken or undercooked chicken. But then you cook the heck out of it and it's dry.
Yes.
And it doesn't taste good anymore.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to cut the time in half. So you can get it a little closer to just, being cooked through, but still juicy. So what we're going to do is butterfly the chicken breast. So this is just a boneless piece of chicken. And you can see that the chicken breast almost looks like a half of a heart. So the kind of trick to butterfly it is to make it a full heart.
Aww.
Yes, love your chicken. So what we're gonna do is take, again, a sharp knife and go cut through the largest part of that chicken on the curved side, and hands out of the way. So knife safety, remember, we don't want hand on the cutting board because if we slip through, that is emergency. So hand on top of the chicken, knife underneath, and chicken is not hard, so you don't have to apply a lot of pressure. Just slowly kind of slice your way through.
And you want the sides to be even so it cooks evenly?
Exactly, yeah. You want the sides to be as even as possible. If it's not, don't throw it out if it's not even, but try to get it as even as possible. And what we're gonna do is make our way as close to the center without going through. And then as we open it up, it's kind of a heart, maybe. But we have a butterfly piece of chicken. So now this is gonna cook in almost half the time. It's a little easier to keep on top of. Sometimes when you're searing chicken, especially if it's a thick piece, you might burn it before you actually cook it through the middle. So then you have to transfer it to the oven. So this is a way to sort of eliminate that.
And chicken breasts always have that really thick part and then the thinner part at the end. So I always overcook. The part on the end is always really tough, and then you're waiting for that thicker part to cook through. Yeah. So this is a really good way to even it out.
And what you can do, in case it's not completely even when you cut it through, you can put a little bit of saran wrap on top and just give it a nice. Don't destroy the chicken breast, but I saw you with a weapon in your hand. just use your hands and give it a nice little pat down, and you can kind of even it up a little bit. So that works too.
Perfect.
Okay, so season it. I'm being very, very simple about this. So a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper and dried oregano. Very, very simple. And make sure to go on both sides. I'm also adding a little bit of oil at this point. I'm not actually going to go into the pan. So I don't need too much. For this piece, maybe about a couple teaspoons. Sort of rub it in, and then Christy, if you don't mind, season the other side.
Absolutely.
For me. So black pepper, pinch of salt, and a little bit of oregano. I still have some of that oil on the pan. And that's it. Really, really simple. Season it the way you like it. That's gonna go into my saute pan, medium-high heat, okay? I know some people on those cooking channels are like, turn it up full blast, crank it. There's nothing, cooked meat is perfect. Like when you perfectly cook meat, that's fantastic. But when you burn meat, it's, it takes the same amount of time to cook bad as it does to cook good. So medium, high, and you're good to go. So for the potatoes, I love sweet potatoes and very easy to prepare. Put them into a baking dish, baking pan, whatever it is, whole, and pop them into the oven, 375 degrees for about 45 minutes, just until they're soft. The larger ones might take a little bit more time, and this is what we're looking for. So again, whole, sweet potatoes, but they're soft. They have some nice give to them. I also put some garlic cloves in there as well.
We're trying to help you get your garlic clove a day.
Love the garlic. And I left the skin on. It acts as a nice protective jacket, so that when you actually squeeze it, this is like food gold. Really good. Really good stuff.
Garlic toothpaste.
It's easy, yeah. That's
what I always call it.
That's horrible. But this is easy to get your clove a day. I mean, when it's nice and sweet and caramelized like that. So throw some garlic cloves in there, let it roast, and then to make our sort of loaded jacket,
we're gonna maximize the amount of vegetables that we're packing into this recipe. You usually won't find that when you're going out to a restaurant and getting your loaded potatoes.
yeah, no, definitely not.
And we're getting lots of vitamin A or beta carotene from the sweet potato. So powerful antioxidants that can help to lower inflammation.
And so we've showed this technique one time before for a different dish. I really like it because it's kind of therapeutic. You just massage the sweet potato until it's about an inch to maybe about half an inch thick. And skin on.
It's like you're patting a dog on the head.
It's kind of like you're
gently, but firm so you can feel it.
And it's easiest, you can use like either plastic wrap or parchment paper. And you get this sort of, almost like a flatbread. And this is awesome because you can top this with absolutely anything, whatever whatever you like.
It's like a gluten-free pizza crust.
Exactly, load it up with veg. And it looks kind of cool with the marbling, with the potato skin on there. And then, yeah, you treat it sort of like a pizza. So I'm gonna flip this chicken here.
Are there any tips on when you know it's ready to flip?
So you'll see along the sides, it start to cook. And that's with almost like a pancake. When you see like a pancake start to cook along the sides, you know that, okay, it's probably ready to flip soon. I have some nice caramelization. It's not burnt, right? Because we don't want to do that. And it's about 3 to 4 minutes aside when it's this thin. Now, like I said, you don't want to overcook it, but you do want to make sure it's cooked through. So the best way, you're going to slice this anyways. When it's about 3 or 4 minutes per side, slice into the thickest part. If it's clear juices, shouldn't be pink anymore, nice and white, then it's cooked through. If you have a food thermometer, that's probably your best and most accurate way. Measure at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's cooked chicken. So that's going to need a few more minutes. Another way to cook it, so I have this kind of nice non-stick, which, I mean, it's great for not needing any more oil or anything like that. But what you can do is, and I've done this before, I did it today, is you can actually cook it on parchment. I don't want you to burn your kitchens down, but medium heat. So more of a gentle heat. Cut a little circle of parchment right in the pan. Put the chicken on top, and I still get some nice caramelization on there. Cooks through, and it's non-stick.
Good way to minimize the oil that you have to use for this.
Absolutely.
Just a circle of paper, slap it down, make it good to go.
That's it. I just put a little bit just to season the chicken, but that's it. And keep an eye on it. Like,
it looks a little
parchment. Yeah, parchment is heat tested up to 450 degrees. You shouldn't have the pan that high anyway, so medium. But
don't walk away. Keep an eye on it when you have paper burning away.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So
that looks great.
we're gonna slice this up, and again, you can put whatever sort of toppings you want on this. We have artichokes. We have some spinach, and I forgot what else I have. What else do I have? Basil. There we go.
Basil, lemon juice.
The roasted garlic.
All right. Artichokes are another one that have some prebiotics, so some healthy fiber that goes all the way down to your colon and helps to basically help that healthy bacteria flourish and protect your the cells along your digestive tract, while also helping to lower cancer risk.
So you can either, if you have uncooked vegetables, once the chicken's done, throw them in there, sort of saute them. If you want to, wilt the spinach a bit, you can throw it in there. The artichokes, if they're not cooked, Don't put them on the pizza. I forgot to tell you. But
I thought they were
the
done.
tin ones are done. You can, if you want to use those, you can slice them up, put them on. And that's pretty much it. You can top it with a little bit more parm. Transfer this
So
to
we have a
another
little
plate.
bit of Parmesan cheese just to get some nice flavor. Just a nice little sprinkle.
And popped it in the oven. And that's what it looks like finished.
Woohoo!
It's a nice little sort of, we have the protein
Like
on
a
there.
pizza
We have a great sweet potato, some other veg.
with some healthy lean protein.
It's pretty good. And if you did want to do a vegetarian version, even pop some black beans on there. Would be fantastic. Would be really good.
Delicious. I love this recipe.